spend your weekend off, your Saturday watching football or doing something totally different?
Football. I went to the Cal Berkeley versus Oregon game because I went home to Sacramento, watched my one of my best friends play, Jordan Kanashik, middle linebacker for Cal. He did pretty good, but they lost the game. But
I spent mine watching the college football and relaxing on the couch. So, got to stay off the legs, keep them fresh.
There's no interest in just getting away from football, just considering how much you guys have been, or is it just you guys love football?
I love football, honestly. Everything that revolves around my life is football. So the way I do my classes, make sure I get grades is for football. What I eat during the season is for football. Everything's around football. So
I mean, it's a huge part of our lives, and it's kind of like, I got several texts this weekend saying, "Hey, what am I supposed to do Saturday night? There's no, Aztec football game to watch." So it's involved in our everyday lives, and you watch it to see, maybe some guys do something different that you can add to your game, or maybe you can steal a play from, a TV game or something like that.
So how much football did you guys watch that's non-film of you guys?
I watched the Boise Wyoming game on TV, and then I was at a game. So I was actually the whole time at the game I was watching the D line. So I was pretty much comparing and seeing how they play, and I was watching the offensive line sets and everything. So it was almost like I was watching like film in the film room. So
the only thing is you can't zoom in and slow down and rewind.
Can't rewind. Right. I was looking at the replay though, like instant replay.
What did you pick up from the Boise game that might help you this week?
They're fast. They're really fast. The receiving core is really good. I just know that their offensive line sets are pretty good, so we need to be able to get a good rush in and give our DBs some help because this game's going to be tough. They're a good team.
How much is it for defensively for you guys? Confusion, like, because I sat and I watched you be like the three guys that are down lineman drop and then, four guys rush kind of thing. How much is it just confusion for you guys, which is why your defense has been so successful, that nobody knows who to block, I guess?
Why is it confusing for us?
No, why is it confusing for the other team?
Oh, just we have a lot of movements and stuff in our defense, so it's different every week. So it's hard to game plan against us, I guess, because we're just switching it up. So that's one reason I would think why it would be confusing.
And I mean, for you is, when you stay back to block and trying to figure out who, even you probably know at this point who's rushing, who's not. But at first you're trying to figure out who's coming off the end, who's going, the A gap, those kind of things.
Yeah, after watching film, you pick up on tendencies with blitz packages, and they shift a lot on their defensive line. You watch the little things, because the little things is what's going to help and give you the advantage in the game.
It took me almost a whole year to learn our defense, so I couldn't imagine like a offense trying to learn our defense in a week to get ready. So it makes sense. What teams?
Parker, you guys have been so healthy basically almost your entire career as an offense. What's it like now to have three backups at quarterback, fullback, and tailback? What's kind of
it's just fighting against adversity. Every team goes through it. It's nothing new to the game, nothing new to the sport. We're all together. We're always together. We live together. Some of us have lived together. You trust your brothers next to you, and you know that the next guy up is going to step up and do his job just as well as the starter could.
You guys practice so much together. Is it just like plugging a new guy?
Yeah,
how much differences are there, nuances to different players?
There's slight differences. Like with Isaac, I know in certain pass protections he's going to have one side and I'm going to have the other, and you know that he's going to be there. You know how fast he's going to be there. With Woolsey, we've worked on our timings for a lot of things, and same with Agnew. Quarterback's always throwing the routes to the tight ends, receivers, and the running backs. So he's always been kind of plugged in to just have his timing down already. And, it's just, it's kind of like when you lose seniors. You just plug the new guys in and you just keep going.
What's the differences between having Chase back there?
I really don't notice the differences between the running backs. The only thing I see is when I watch them on film is, how hard both of them run, how much that, they try to get those extra yards and, spring a big one.
So you think it's pretty seamless with these guys for the offense?
Yeah, we plugged them in and we've been rolling on all cylinders since.
Is the field, I guess we were talking about iconic up there because it's the only, I guess, unique colored field that you'll be playing on this year.
Yeah, they started it, so they're pretty famous for it. It's pretty. They have a really good way of hyping it up, and it's a good like tactic to get in people's heads, I guess. But I don't think it's that big a difference playing on the field. Once the game starts, just the field, you're not really focused on it. And I played it against a school in high school. I played against a school in high school that has blue turf, so it didn't really make a difference.
It's just the initial shock of walking
Exactly.
out.
Exactly, yeah.
Green grass.
Ever since I was a little kid playing NCAA 14 video game, I used to play on Boise's turf, so I thought it was pretty cool. So,
Yeah, I mean, in the end too, it's just another field. It's just different colored.
Right.
yeah.
Would you like to have a red field here?
No.
I'd rather play on grass,
Grass,
you know,
yeah.
with our logo on it than a red field.
Yeah.
And in a smaller stadium like that, I mean, you guys have been getting great crowds, but it's also that holds 60, 70,000, you know, at the Cred, and they're going to be full up to, you know, the top spot in the thing.
Yeah.
Having a full stadium, I guess, how much of an advantage is that for any football team?
Well, any team has an advantage at home field advantage. So they have a really good fan base. So that's big for them. And honestly, I like playing away games. Like, I like getting booed. Like, last year when we went to Arizona State, it was fun. Like, people behind us talking smack. I don't know. I just like it.
It's more of a motivation too.
It's motivational.
Yeah, it's to be able to go into an atmosphere like that and still play at a high level like we do, with the boos, with the bantering that goes on. It makes it more fun.
Let's just say I'd rather go into a stadium with like a lot of fans on the other team than no fans.
Yeah, if there were no fans, that would be weird.
It'd be
that
weird.
would
It'd
be
be
something
weird.
you'd notice.
Yeah.
What do you pull from last year's game against them that's helping you possibly this year?
Just more along the lines of watching the film and picking out like those little things I was talking about earlier, picking up the the blitzes, the shifts, the slants. Just knowing that we have to create, as the tight ends, the offensive line, the fullback, we have to create more room for our running backs. I just watched the game yesterday, so I have all this fresh in my head, but we didn't do a good enough job creating holes for our backs to get through. We didn't give enough time for Chap to throw the ball around, so we got to do a lot better job of doing that.
We got to be more physical. We got to win the line of scrimmage, and this is key for any other game. Just when you lose the game the year before, you just have to just come back stronger and not really think about like who you're playing as much and just focus on winning the game. So it's just got to be more physical.
Do you come in more focused? This is a conference game. It's really, the second part of your season.
Yeah, most definitely. This is we were talking about this before, but it's not a rivalry game to us because who we're playing against. It's a rivalry game because it's conference time and it's real season. So this is when the games count to us, and this is the most important time of the year. So
this is what we work for every year. I mean, we say it every day. We want to win 22, and this is the first step in winning that 22nd championship. So this is what we really look forward to when we're working out in the off season, when time's getting closer to the season. So this is what we want.
What's the key to stopping Rippon? Is get extra pressure on him, or what exactly in your mind?
Yeah, watching Oklahoma State, the only game they lost that's the game that the quarterback had the most pressure and the guys in his face. So that's a big key is getting pressure on him and not letting him be able to get to his star receivers. Like all his receivers are probably the best that we're gonna see all year. So great quarterbacks, great offensive line, just great team altogether. So we just gotta get to him.
I think Oklahoma State had like 7 sacks against
Yeah.
them. Were they doing anything special too?
No, they just had good rushes and they just were physical the whole game. I just watched it was all physical. So both great teams. So just gotta do what we do.